I'd have to say Railroad Tycoon is probably one of my favorite games that I've worked on. And over the years, when I talk to fans, players, go to trade shows, conventions, they come up to me and they ask about the game. You know, when are you going to do another Railroad Tycoon, etc. It appears to be one of their favorite games as well. And here we are now with Railroads.
All aboard!
Just so happened a little while back I was over in Germany and I went to a really incredible place called Miniature Wonderland, where they have, I think, the world's greatest model railroad setup. It's just humongous. They've got a place where they have American trains, European trains. It's just an incredible place. And that again reminded me of how much fun model railroads could be. And I kind of started thinking about maybe it is time to readdress and come back to Railroad Tycoon. So I talked to the folks at Take-Two, our publisher, and they were really excited about the idea. So I went into my office and closed the door and started to put together a little prototype, this time in 3D with all sorts of cool graphics of what a railroad game might look like for the 21st century. And it just was a whole lot of fun to play.
The beauty of this game is that this was a time we didn't have many artists available, and so but Sid really had this desire to make this prototype. So he said, okay, well, give me a copy of 3D Studio Max and show me how to use it, and let me get started. And it literally went back to the way he used to work 20 years ago, where he made his own art and he stuck it in the game. And so it was this amazing little, I mean, if you consider it as programmer art, it's an amazing little world that he created. Anybody else looks at it and they're like, oh boy, that's a little interesting. But obviously, you look at that and you say, okay, this is fun. What can we do to take that fun and bring it into the 2006 time frame? And I think that's what the guys did. I mean, they looked at it and they said, wow, we're going to clean this up, and they turned it into something that's just gorgeous.
I think Civ 4 picked up on the pirates' colorful, vibrant world and kind of took it another step forward. With those past two titles, since we've gone 3D and we've got more power graphics-wise than we ever had before, Civ was dealing with a lot of the same things that we deal with in Railroads. There's a lot of stuff on screen. There's a lot of stuff to manage. So I think we took that same mold that they used in Civ in a lot of ways and then dialed it up a notch. It was definitely the goal to make this probably the best-looking game we've done yet.
Well, one of the great things about Railroads, which is true of all of Sid's games, is that the theme is a universal, endearing theme. All of Sid's games are based in reality, games like Civilization, games like Pirates, games like Railroads, all based in real-life things, but he's able to drill right to the core of what makes those things fun. So that's sort of like the intersection between fun and reality, and we capture the best of both worlds. What's really cool about this game is, it's both a builder game and it's also a real-time strategy game. You get to play the game when you start off just sort of building your own railroad empire and minding your own business, but it's pretty quick that you run into opposition from other players, and in multiplayer, that's really, really fun. The game is extremely competitive. It's really, it really does give you a chance to be sort of, the backstabbing robber baron, which inspired, a lot of the gameplay.
When we started thinking about Railroads, we really needed to come up with the right approach for the game. With a game like Civilization, for example, we use a turn-based approach, which lets the player think through their strategy, allows us to create some very deep and interesting problems for the player to deal with, and puts them in the role of king in a game that lasts for thousands of years. In Railroads, it's a slightly different situation. We want it to visually excite. We want animation to be happening. We want trains to be moving. We want switches to be switching and signals to be signaling, and a lot of cool stuff happening on the screen. To bring that to life, we felt that real-time was the right approach. Real-time creates a really dynamic play experience, as you always have another decision to make. Just one more train, just one more cargo, and it really brings the world to life.
Everyone says that the Sid Meier games have the one more turn addictive nature, and I think this game, instead of one more turn, it's one more year, one more train, one more event.
You start getting into all the more intricate strategies and realize, wow, is it 3 o'clock in the morning already?
It was easy to get into and start playing, but before you know it, you spent several hours just having a great time playing.
And all of that ends up just taking all the time. You don't know where it's gone. By the time you're done, do it again. I think that it just fits the bill. If you're a Firaxis fan or a Sid Meier fan, just like a Sid fan, you're going to feel right at home.